music reaction time.
Ah, yeah! Hey, give me a bass drop because we're about to do a reaction to the top 10 highest paid ka-ching ka-ching DJs in the world.
What?
Yes, these are DJs that are worldwide famous, and I figured we should do reaction to this because half of them are probably based right here in Vegas. I would say every one of them has done some residency, some performance here in our hometown in Vegas.
For sure.
I mean, every nightclub has some DJ in rotation.
Vegas,
so
baby.
I've always wondered, like, all right, how much are they actually paid?
What they're gonna tell you?
That's what they're saying in this video. I don't know if they made the number up or what, but they must have got this number from somewhere. Either way, I'm willing to bet it's probably in the millions. It's got to be some insane number because their performances are just incredible.
Incredible. And people are just like digging it.
It's not like going to an individual concert, right? Some of their performances are small clubs where it's a couple hundred, but they charge an insane amount of money. And then if you got like individual performances, you may get a couple of, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people. But then you got the big festivals. And there's a couple EDM concerts here in Vegas, and that's like a couple hundred.
And it's not like they're gonna play for the whole night. They only came out for like what? 1 hour or 2 hours?
Yeah, like
at the end of the day.
Right? I mean, I picked a raw career because I am very good at pressing buttons on my iPhone and just having a, list play. And then boom, I could be a DJ.
No.
I'm sure that's the biggest fallacy in the world. These are not just DJs. I think the big fallacy here is that all they do is just press a button and play. They write their own music. They're constantly mixing. And I think it's because of that. You could definitely hear a distinct sound. Like when you hear Marshmello music, I love his stuff. Steve Aoki is freaking amazing too. Diplo, who we got to see in concert recently here at the Excess Nightclub. And of course, Avicii, who passed away recently.
Oh, yes.
So,
yes.
You know what? I'm willing to bet the people that we name, most of them probably on this list. So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
And away we go.
Once upon a time, dance music was a subculture relegated to underground warehouses and DIY venues, but those days have long passed.
I still remember that. When I was younger, like going to a dance hall was very underground. I mean, look at this. This is insane!
EDM is now synonymous with pop music, and popular DJs live like rock stars. Major festivals like Electric Daisy Carnival or EDC are enormously popular, and top performers can easily make six figures for a single performance. Given that they can play as many as 250 shows in a single year, DJs have created a new class of music millionaires. Every DJ featured on this list has at some point played at the mecca of EDM music festivals, EDC Las Vegas. This event alone brings in over 400,000 attendees each year. That's bigger than Coachella, and more than double the size of the next biggest United States-based EDM festival, Ultra Miami. Millions of dollars are spent on stage production alone. The lights, fireworks, and other incredible effects used truly create the ultimate music festival experience. With numbers like this, it only makes sense that these DJs are some of the highest earning people in the music industry. With all this being said, let's now check out the top 10 highest paid DJs in the world right now.
Matrix. I definitely have heard of him playing
At only
here.
22 years old, Martin Garrix is already one of the biggest names in EDM. The Dutch DJ had a string of hit singles, including Animals.
Oh, that's his music! That's him!
Oh my goodness. So we know these songs.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
Certified platinum. He was designated DJ Mag's #1 DJ in 2016, 2017, and 2018.
Wow.
After relentless touring both as a headlining act and opening for Justin Bieber.
And he's cute. He's handsome.
Guess that helps. He doesn't need to wear a mask like Marshmello or Deadmau5.
And you don't even know.
And opening for Justin Bieber, Garrix is in prime position to become dance music royalty. He's also a brand ambassador for Armani and played more than 90 shows in 2018, including a headlining slot at the Winter Olympics in South Korea. The youngster pulled in an impressive $13 million last year and shows no signs of slowing down. He has a busy touring schedule, including a top slot at this year's Electric Daisy Carnival.
Are you kidding me? $13 million?
For 22 years old.
I picked the wrong profession in life.
A veteran of the EDM scene, Kaskade was voted America's best DJ in both 2011 and 2013. Since then, the Chicago native has been touring endlessly and has released 10 studio albums. He rose to prominence alongside producers deadmau5 and Wolfgang Gartner during the revival of American progressive house in late 2008 and early 2009. Growing up in the Chicago suburbs, Kaskade was heavily influenced by new wave bands like The Cure, Echo and the Bunnymen, and The Smiths. They ignited his love for melody and lyrics, setting the stage for the house music scene that was developing in Chicago at the time. Circa 1992, he transferred his life to Salt Lake City and the University of Utah, an education he funded by DJing.
No, he's old. He's about my age.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if he started in 1992, that's about when I graduated college, so this guy is a veteran in the space.
He launched a weekly house night that endured 5 successful years and owned and operated a local record shop called Mechanized Records. Though others were producing house music in Salt Lake City, he was one of the city's pioneers. Kaskade has 7 Grammy nominations and a ton of respect within the music industry. He's using this to capitalize on never-ending tours, culminating in another appearance at this year's Electric Daisy Carnival. And his dedication and hard work are paying off. He pulled in $13.5 million in 2018.
Oh, damn.
All 3 so far have seen in Vegas performing already. There are billboards like everywhere out here.
David Guetta is another veteran who has maintained his status over more than 20 years.
Like, come to this club, boom, David's playing.
At the ripe old age of 51 years old, many people call him the grandfather of EDM.
He's older than I am.
Is well deserved.
Holy
The Parisian DJ has put out a chart-topping single almost every year since 2009. With 8 Grammy nominations, the prolific producer has walked home with 2 wins. His most recent album, 2018's 7, was his 3rd in a row to debut at #1 on the Billboard Dance Music charts.
Wow.
The album featured collaborations with Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, Jason Derulo, and Sia. After a set of Las Vegas residencies, including a headlining spot at Electric Daisy Carnival, Guetta performed more than 200 shows in 2018. Together with his recording royalties, he made a respectable $15 million last year.
200 shows in a year means that you are away from home 200 days of the year.
Oh, true that.
Another powerhouse DJ taking the stage at this year's Electric Daisy Carnival. Diplo is the mastermind behind Major Lazer and a frequent collaborator with the likes of Skrillex, Sia, and M.O. He came to prominence as a producer on MIA's breakout album. And hasn't looked back since.
Hey,
with 3
that was
Grammy
a quick
Awards at
flash
home
of
and many more nominations,
Nexus
he's one
Nightclub.
of the most instantly recognizable DJs in the world. In addition to a full touring schedule and chart-topping songs, Diplo likes to keep busy with business ventures. He was an early investor in Matcha Bar and has a business partnership in Bacardi Rum. From this wide range of income sources, Diplo made $20 million in 2018 alone.
You know what's
Dang,
amazing?
baby. Well, how come you didn't become a DJ?
One is I have no musical talent. And then second, that lifestyle, I don't think I could have done it. Even if I was really talented, I don't think I could have kept up that kind of schedule
And you know what?
on the road.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. And also, with this DJ, you have to be really careful and very strong of not using drugs because you are exposed so most of the time.
Oh, more than
Alcohol,
drugs, alcohol, women.
And so for them to have been doing this for years and years in their 50s now, really, thumbs up.
Well, let's put it this way. Does any one of these DJs look like they're unhealthy? They all look like they're pretty darn healthy.
They are so healthy.
I think
and
there
that's
is
why,
something that they do that's very different than rock stars and being able to maintain that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, so I'm
that
impressed.
helps to be able to pull it off.
Yes, I'm impressed on that because, my God, just imagine you are exposed to a lot of vices. Zedd. Oh, I've seen this.
I'm not that familiar with
He's
Zedd.
here. He's here too.
Is he here?
Yes.
Born in Russia and raised in Germany, this boy-faced wunderkind has taken the music industry by storm. A multi-instrumentalist growing up in a musical home, Zedd has tried to distance himself from the DJ label. He prefers to think of himself as a performer, and his performances built him a large and diverse fan base. Collaborating with artists like Shawn Mendes, Katy Perry, and Lady Antebellum, Zedd transcends genre, pulling fans from all over the musical spectrum. And those fans are willing to pay exorbitant amounts to see him perform. A full touring schedule with more than 100 dates earned him $22 million in 2018.
Yeah.
Marshmello!
Though fans discovered his identity in recent years, Chris Comstock
Oh, so that's him. He's good looking. He's young.
spent the majority of his career fully anonymous. The 26-year-old grew up in Philadelphia, playing in rock bands throughout his youth. By 2015, he started releasing dance music on SoundCloud, and within a year he was headlining tours all over the world. Though he's only been around for a few years, Marshmello is already well established as world-class DJ. Like most A-listers, he's on the road constantly, and recently launched his Cooking with Marshmello YouTube channel. The page already has 33 million subscribers, and his videos get up.
Are you kidding me?
Holy cow!
Cooking? This guy is a multi-talented Renaissance man.
Aoki!
Upwards of 15 million views. Add this to his touring income, and Marshmello comes in at number 5 on our list, pulling in $23 million a year. Considered by many to be the hardest working DJ in the world, Steve Aoki clocked more than 200 performances in 2018 alone, even playing multiple sets in one day using his trusty private jet, the son of mega-rich Benihana founder Rocky Aoki. Steve was instilled with a strong work ethic from a young age. During college in Santa Barbara, Aoki started hosting parties and making his own beats. Before long, he had his own record label, Dim Mak Records. From humble beginnings, Dim Mak has since released music from the likes of the Bloody Beetroots, Armand Van Helden of Duck Sauce, Afrojack, Laid Back Luke, Chris Lake, Sidney Sampson, and Tiesto. Aoki is legendary for his high-energy live shows, which often involve hijinks like throwing cake at the audience. He made an amazing $28 million in 2018, contributing to his astounding net worth of $75 million. Even as he enters his 40s, Aoki is touring as hard as ever, including a headlining slot on the final day of this year's Electric
This dude's
Daisy
gonna
Carnival.
basically have $100 million in the bank soon.
Another highly influential producer, Tiesto began releasing music in the mid-90s in his native Netherlands. While these early recordings explored the realms of hardcore and gabber,
See how they did.
Glass dance has evolved over the years.
Tiesto eventually began making more mainstream EDM music. His first tour was with musical luminaries like Moby, David Bowie, and Busta Rhymes. His notoriety only grew as he announced his Tiesto solo tour, in which he would perform a 6-hour solo set every night. After a series of high-profile festival appearances, including multiple at Electric Daisy Carnival, Tiesto was an established member of the EDM lexicon. With 5 studio albums under his belt and an average of 150 live shows every year, Tiesto is one of the best compensated DJs in the world.
Story time.
Story time.
So about 20 years ago, maybe more like 15 years ago, when I used to run my own website, started my own company, ran my own website, we got an interview with DJ Tiesto.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were talking with him on the phone, and we're asking, was like, yo, hey, how's it going? We hear you're pretty famous. Your music's awesome. My friend Ray Almeida did the interview. We're doing it from my condo from Redwood City.
What?
Yeah, and we put up the article. I had to see if I can go find that article still, because the website's no longer up, but I know we still have it. We might even still have the transcript somewhere, like the audio, so I'm gonna have to go see if I can find it. Hey, over the years, I've definitely have met some interesting people, and now I think about, DJ Tiesto. Cool. That's one of the dudes.
Dang, his top 3, was it
Top 3. I should have kept in touch. I should have said, hey, let's be friends. And I missed the opportunity.
Oh, and you would have met me.
I would have gone on the road with them, baby. I would have found all these EDM chicks instead.
Oh, the chicks.
That's right. New chick every single night. I would have fallen for the vices for sure.
He comes in at number 3 on our list with an annual income of $33 million.
These numbers are so crazy high now that I'm just...
Formed in New York City in 2012, the Chainsmokers are relative newcomers to the list. But with certified earworms like #selfie...
But first, let me take a selfie.
Oh, that's that.
Closer...
Oh!
and Don't Let Me Down in their repertoire...
Yeah, this is a new one, right?
They have become an EDM juggernaut. Closer alone has sold more than 10 million copies and earned the duo a Grammy for their efforts. After inking a 3-year deal with Las Vegas Wynn Resorts, the pair have established an impressive touring schedule with more than 100 dates per year. This earned them $45.5 million in 2018. Even split 2 ways, this is a very comfortable income.
Very comfortable. So he's got
By
to
far
earn
the best paid
50
DJ
million
in the world.
at this
Calvin
point.
Harris made an astounding
Number two,
$48
$45
million
million.
in 2018.
Almost 50
The
million.
Scottish DJ is best known for a long list of collaborations with vocalists like Florence Welch, Ellie Goulding, Rihanna, and Frank Ocean. His legendary tours span the globe from North America to Eastern Europe and East Asia. As one of the most premier DJs in the world, Harris can demand six-figure fees for headlining shows and seven-figure fees for festivals. With his own record label, 5 studio albums, and a 20-month residency at MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Harris has numerous sources of income. Altogether, they make him the highest paid DJ in the world.
Wow.
Oh my god. Unfreaking real. I mean, honestly, these numbers are so freaking big, it's hard to even fathom how much money that is. If these guys decide to pull all their income together for 1 year, I feel like they could basically buy every single NBA team after 10 years. They could literally own a whole sports division.
Wow.
I mean, it's the same amount of money. 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, it's at least like $200 million between the top 10. $200 million that they generate every year. So basically, in 5 years, it's $1 billion freaking dollars. You know what you can do with $1 billion? A lot.
Holy
You could buy
cow.
1 billion things at the dollar store.
That blew my mind.
I have a whole level of respect now. Like, it just went up 50 notches for DJs. I honestly did not think they made that much. Because you go to these clubs in Vegas and they're small. Like, at best, you could fit in a couple hundred people. And I just did not realize in one night how much money they must be generating. Yeah, I mean, we knew bottle service and entry fees and all that can easily go up to like, a couple $100s per person. But
It's still a lot.
But I didn't think the DJ would get the biggest chunk. I figured most of it go to, the hotel or the club owners or whatnot.
Oh.
But for them to be generating, like I said, 6-digit figures for one
my
performance
God.
is something like EDM festivals.
And you only have to play for a couple hours. My God.
Although, if you think about it, this is probably a very grueling lifestyle. Unlike
Travel and-
yeah, I mean, this is the kind of lifestyle where being like a wrestler where you're on the road or being a music artist for 20, 30 years. I mean, most music artists don't have that even that long of a career, but DJs can go on to, I mean, look at folks like Calvin
Yeah,
Harris.
they're like 50s.
Yeah, Tiesto's. Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they're all way up there. So it's like 30 years, a non-stop tour. I'm surprised they still have their hearing, quite frankly.
Wow. They just have to use a very, very good quality headphones. This is insane.
Amazing.